या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मीरारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। पूज्य माँ भगवती, पूज्य Sri Arvind, and you all are the children of our Divine Mother. The very first trinity of the yoga of descent and the yoga of ascent. Yoga of ascent is committed to individual ascent. Yoga of descent is committed to cosmic reality. First of all, two concepts, ascent and descent, and they are to be intermingled on this human matter, inert matter, in order to simultaneously get it transformed into divine matter. And that too not through the process of evolution. It is through the accelerated process of the wheel of psychic. This is the difference. So evolution, cosmic and individual, is converted into a new programming. It is a new venture. It is a new adventure. It is a new experiment. It is a new exploration. It is something like a new velocity up till now not even imagined by Einstein and the schools after Einstein. So science as half-truth, the truth of religion, though propounded as absolute truth, total truth, the truth of the divine, but was still evolutionary. Even the truth of Lord Krishna, even the truth of Purna Purushottam Paramatma, it was the truth of the God at perfect level, in individuality was stable for 125 years, and at universality, at cosmicality, is momentary. That is Virat. So these are the dimensions evolution reached up to that stage or at present. Unless we take the true cognizance of the total magnitude of the present world, universe, cosmos and individual, we cannot create our pattern, our cellular pattern, into a trinity of ascending movement, trinity just intermingled with new velocity. Sri Aurobindo has written, this is the shortest cut to reach the highest goal. And what is the highest goal? Highest goal is the new death. Highest goal is the new birth. And Sri Aurobindo wrote in Savitri, it is the birth that is the problem. Death is not the problem. Birth is a cause and death is a consequence. If we are born, and born as innocent child, born as pure child, born as absolute purity, reality, and hidden divinity. Matter was there, physiognomy was there, physicality, vitality, and mentality were there, but still they are at the purest level. And that purest matter of child is to be kept away from tear and wear, from degeneration, from deterioration, distortion. And why distortion takes place? It is because of the growth of the mind. It is because of the wrong control and command of the mind. That is what body degenerates. And body degenerates means what? Externally we feel disease, suffering, misery. At vital level we feel unusual urge. We get our body consumed by the circumstances. We get our body degenerated by the circumstances. We consume our body unnecessarily for nothing. That is what Rajneeshji predicted and Rajneeshji depicted at his height, at his highest height of his career. And Rajneeshji formerly was Acharya Rajneesh. Later on he was considered to be Bhagwan Rajneesh. And at that stage, what Rajneeshji wrote was from sex to samadhi. From sex to samadhi is our vital reality, is our vital relativity, is our vital absolute bliss. But it is the what we call deflection of our mind. It's not the reflection of reality. Reflection of reality is bound to be concrete, bound to be correct, bound to be similar to the object. What is objective reality of vital is not rightly reflected in our mind. It is distorted in our mind. And distorted in our mind, it becomes so magnetic animality in the form of mentality, because it is being controlled by our mind. And application of mind ultimately makes the vital a different form. And that is, no doubt, it is necessary as energy, as prana shakti. In our Vedanta, it was called prana shakti, and today also even it is considered to be prana shakti. Purest value, purest energy. And purest energy that is still there in our shell. The physicality of the shell is purely vitality and physicality. It is not merely mentality. Because it is the growth of animality into humanity. That is evolution. So growth of animality into humanity means, where lies the animality? Where lies the animal nature? It is in our shell. And it is because of the varieties of the people we can come across in the world during our life. Varieties of the people. Everybody is human being, but there is no similarity between human being, because pattern, internal pattern of internal cellular pattern to be speaking, rather speaking, is absolutely different from one another. DNA is different from one another, but still DNA is also related with the blood. DNA is also related with the shell. DNA is also related with our bone. DNA is related with nail and hair. We can cut off the hair. We don't feel any sensation. But hair are growing. Hair are getting white. Hair are getting old. Nail are also growing. But we cut the nail, we don't feel pain. We cut the nail, we don't feel injury. We cut the nail, we don't feel any sensation negative. So immortality and mortality is in our present body of human being are living together. But we don't find out the spots where they are working simultaneously. Because it is the psychic impact that ultimately makes the portal of the cells as such living. and immortal. But we take it for granted, and up till now, in all our scriptures, our Rishi Munis have taken it for granted that body is mortal, only soul is Mamaivanso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuto Sanatana. It is immortal. But we never try that it is the body that is the real instrument if it is properly guided and governed by our mind. Mind is given to us to give right governance, absolute governance, destined government of the psychic at this present birth. Then mind can be rightly and appropriately operated. And exceptionally it was and it is operated by certain saints who also living individually experience immortality, that is the death at will. But it has not been common nature, because the external nature, the milieu, has not been up till now so created that we can have the true and genuine scientific, logical, psychological, suprapsychological experience of immortality in living in human body. But a power that is descended down on the earth is a power, Mother says. It is an overwhelming energy. Energy of supramental is an overwhelming energy. So free, so free. Free is written here in capital. It is Mother's statement. So free, so independent of all circumstances. See, so independent of all circumstances. Circumstances means external forces. Though there are external forces that can become event for us, that can become incident for us, that can become accident for us too. That can become happiest and pleasant experience also for us. The set of the circumstances that is taking place around us as per our destiny, as per the motion, inside motion of our destiny, they are taking place. It is the situation that is created by our psychic through our mind. Mind can only half register it. Psychic can realize it. But realization of psychic is not transmitted to our mind at present, where it is the governance of mind that is wrongly starts dominating our psychic velocity. That is our problem. All circumstances of all reactions, we are guided by the reactions. We are not guided by the action. We are not guided by the positive forces. And when we are accidentally, casually guided by the positive circumstances, we feel bliss, but we don't take its cognizance genuinely. We feel bliss. Oh, I am at peace. I am at bliss. I am much pleased. But pleased with what? Pleased with what cause? What is the source of our this temporary peace and temporary pleasure? That is our ignorance. So ignorance does not mean that we don't know what is written in this book. That is not ignorance. We don't learn. We are illiterate. That is not ignorance. Ignorance is the right connectivity of our soul through mind with our body. That is ignorance. There is no right channelization of psychic force being constantly transmitted to our psychic but is not being registered by our mind. That is incompetent mind that creates ignorance. But we take it for granted to be knowledge. Any piece of information might be a half-truth, and half-truth is more dangerous than truth. We can conquer falsehood. We cannot conquer half-truth, because half-truth is always sanctioned by our mind to be the truth. And we are guided and governed by our mind, and that is why we are also misguided every moment. But we take it for granted. No, it is my intuition, it is my inspiration, it is my natural urge, it is my natural flash, it is my natural light that guides me. But it is not the real intuition. As Einstein says, the true knowledge either comes from within. But Einstein does not say that the true knowledge comes from within as inspiration. The true knowledge comes from within, but from within, from where that Einstein also could not define, could not locate that place, could not locate that spot. But that spot is the spot of our mind. It is the mind that can create misimage of intuition and inspiration to us. It is the only psychic intimation that can be intuition and inspiration. It is the psychic inspiration, it is the psychic intimation that can be the true and genuine light that is just a flash comes out to the forefront, but for a moment. It is not so stable, it is not so continuous. It is not a continuous force that we are every moment receiving from our mind. This is the real mind's operation. This is the true and genuine operation of mind to distinguish between falsehood and untruth, and further to distinguish between half-truth and truth. Half-truth appears to be truth that degenerates mind and that makes psychic more and more veiled, more and more dormant. And where life is lost, birth is lost. Most of the people, their present birth is lost because body is misused. Physicality is misused, vitality is misused, mentality is continuously misused with our misimpression and misimage that we receive from our mind. So it is the mind that is, mother says, stupid and wretched. That is mentality. That is reaction of all events. Any event takes place outside and our mind starts looking at it, mind start participating in it, mind start reviewing it, mind start criticizing it, mind starts its impact to be accepted with whole willfulness. There are certain people we might have observed in our life, in our family, in our relations, in our friends, in our external society, that they are very curious to peep into this chink of the neighbor, and we try to learn what is going on in the neighborhood, but what is going on inside is totally unaware of it. We are interested in reviewing the events, we are interested in reviewing the information, we are interested in reviewing the actions of the other people. We never try to look to our own action and never try to judge it. Of all events, it's something else. It is something else. It is foreign to us, as a matter of fact. It is foreign to us. We are bound to be with our upgraded mentality, with our right mentality, with our appropriate functioning of our mentality to introspect. Introspection is the only nature of our mind. Mind should focus within. Mind should focus within to find out the superior state of entity, superior state of our human entity that is hidden within us, centralized by psychic, but circuit, so many circuits, all different circuits of the cellular patterns which are there are to be properly focused at every moment by our mind. Then we can find out with ignorance, with darkness, with whatever it is as reaction and circumstances, we can get our course rightly paved by the divine. That is why we got this mentalized birth. We are given mind for this very purpose, but we never try to find it out. And we are just searching with our mind, we are just searching with our mentality, we are just searching with our mind to reset anything and everything around us in order to get the experience of assumed pleasure, assumed joy, assumed entertainment, and assumed pleasure, temporary pleasure is taken for granted by us as permanent happiness. Is not so. But half truth is there. It is pleasure, no doubt. It is joy. It is anand. It is a taste of anand, but is not the taste of Paramanand. It is not the taste of bliss. It is a temporary taste, momentary taste, and all the while it is a deviating taste of just a pseudo happiness. It's not genuine happiness. It's something else entirely. Mother says, repeat it is something else entirely. A power that can cross everything, power that can cross this formation of the pattern, this movement that is going on in our body through all different cellular patterns is to be crushed, is to be rooted out. And that is why mind is given to us. Mind is given to us. And we never have this experience and experience with this appropriate and right intensity. They become scholars, they become scientists, they become philosophers, they become superman, they become just what we call genius. What we feel that they are genius, and genius means intellectually higher than our consciousness. It is not the higher consciousness that is there in the genius. It is the power of the mind that is higher than our mentality. That is genius. A power that can crush everything and rebuild everything. It can crush everything, it can wipe out hostility, it can wipe out distortion, it can wipe out all impurities. But let us start this programming with the mind first. That is what Ganga Sati did. And that is untrembling virgin fire of the psychic that starts burning out anything and everything that is hostile, negative, reactionary, and doubt. Samshayatma vinashyati. So sanshay, that is doubt, is the negativity of our mind. And we all the while are living with doubt. Oh, how you are? You are like that? You are like that? But it is the doubt that starts making us focusing on the individual externally, and that individual experience of man outside becomes our event, becomes event for us. And we are imitating, we are not rebuilding. We are imitating others, and on the force of imitation we try to remold our life. It is not new building. It is not new building as per the new pattern being formulated at our cellular level is never recognized by us with the means of our mind, through our mind. There is no question of psychic awakening, and that is why the very first stage of Sri Aurobindo's Yoga of Ascent is psychic awakening. In order to ascend our mind in such a way that it can be higher, illumined, intuitive, and mind of Krishna consciousness, that is over mental consciousness. But we never try to rise it. We never try to emerge it. We never bring it to the forefront. And that is why Sri Aurobindo has said in Life Divine that psychic is to be brought to the forefront. Let him be brought to the forefront. Where it is at the forefront, mind can experience it, mind can see it, mind can feel its supremacy. That is what the very basic, fundamental, genuine nature of our mind, because we are human beings, we are not animals. We are not animals. At present, when mind is wrongly operated, is animality, because it is still controlled and captivated by our inner vicious forces, malicious forces, because our cellular pattern are so negatively moving, so diverted, that it reacts through our mind, and we take it for granted to be judgment, to be right concept, and to be truth. That is half truth. The ordinary bodily consciousness is too thin. The ordinary bodily consciousness is very thin, too fragile to bear this formidable power, and so the body is getting used to it, and it feels as if it had suddenly caught a glimpse of an extraordinarily wonderful horizon. extraordinarily wonderful horizon, extraordinarily wonderful event, extraordinarily wonderful pattern, extraordinarily wonderful design of our body, we can say, no, we are growing up, we are growing up, we are growing up, we are at a distinct stage, and we always try to realize us as distinct from others. We are not common men. Capra says in Uncommon Wisdom, his Uncommon Wisdom is the last book written by Capra. In Uncommon Wisdom, it is the moment that is given to us where we can find our inner reality to be supreme in our mind. Our inner reality is to be made supreme in our mind, is to be recognized as supreme in our mind. We never experience this. We never have. And for that matter, concentration, contemplation and meditations are required. At least let us sit silently for a moment. Let us sit silently, free from all different subtle, recognizable and non-recognizable, knowable and unknowable reactions which are taking place externally around us. But we don't take the cognizance as such. The ordinary body, and so the body is getting used to it, and it feels as if it had suddenly caught a glimpses of an extraordinarily wonderful horizon, but at the same time overwhelming. But getting a very spark of it, it becomes so overwhelmed. It becomes overjoyed. It starts overflowing itself because it's a small vessel. Our mind is a small vessel. It starts getting intimation from glimpse, not intimation exactly, glimpse from our psychic, and getting some sort of flash, it starts getting overwhelming, overflowing. And that intimation is not rightly spelled out, rightly worded as thought in our mind. And that is why we don't get the real intimations from the outside. As I told you in the morning, Wordsworth was moving in Lake District and he could get intimations of immortality from Lake District at a particular stop, and that Lake District is the part of nature from where Wordsworth got the intimations of immortality, the poem which was just a source of inspiration for Swami Vivekananda's Narendra Dutt, and that intimation became the powerful intimation even for Sri Aurobindo. So you can judge the human being as Sri Aurobindo and human being as Narendra Dutt got the right inspiration from the poet, a poet, though just a man, poet, man of literature, poet, a man of seer, man who sees, that is seer. And Sri Aurobindo says, if anybody wants to define me and identify me, I am not a philosopher, I am not a teacher, I am not a preacher. If at all you want to identify me, let me be identified as poet, as seer, who can see the truth, who can distinguish half-truth and truth. Falsehood is clearly understood by it because it is the sharpness of the mental intelligence, provided it is positive, it can point out the truth and half-truth. And truth is absolutely imperative, but half-truth is always deceptive. For a long time I did not know a new mind. Satprem writes, the title of this talk, title of this, what we call interpretation, his own personal understanding of what mothers spoke at this age, at this time, on that particular day. Satprem has given a title, New Mind. It is our corporeal mind is old mind, and new mind is the mind that can be connected with our soul. It is the soul of the mind that has to replace our corporeal mind. And if it is replaced, it can replace our corporeal mind, then it can take the place of mind and start connecting itself with our body physicality, vitality and mentality to its cellular new pattern that is being modeled, that is being formulated, molded in our physicality. So we can feel it separately, that this is our physical habit, this is our vital habit, this is our mental habit. But it is only one habit, not physical, vital and mental. It is all created by our mind. If mind is rightly operated, we can just create a new command of mind, and mind is to be the pedestal for psychic. Mind is to be the instrument for psychic. Mind is to be the crystallized instrument for psychic. The process of crystallization our mind can start experiencing if it is touched by the psychic, and that is the all can be done if God is there. All can be done. If our mind is rightly touched, then our body also starts experiencing transfiguration, and transfiguration continuously becomes transformation. Momentary transformation is transfiguration virtually, and permanent transfigure is transformation permanently. For a long time I did not clearly understand, Satprem writes, for a long time I did not clearly understand the importance of that mind of the cells. Mind of the cells, that is mother usually point out many a times, but I could not understand. Except that in a certain body called mother, the old laws seem to be losing their grip. I feel, mother has many a time said and uttered before me, before my very nose, and I was all the while focusing on the mother's utterances and mother sentences, though they might be half sentences. I have to find out the connectivity between two thoughts uttered by mother very silently, slowly. Many a times I could not understand, though even it was uttered in French, Satprem could not understand. And that was also his voice also recorded in his own tape recorder. Seemed to be losing their grip. I saw her breeze through one heart attack after another. Mother was feeling heart attack. Heartbeats are blocked. Mother feels heart attack. Mother stops speaking. Mother stops breathing. This was witnessed by Satprem many a times. And many a times mother had undergone death in 1962, in 1965, 2 times very concretely, and in agenda mother explained all these things, her own experience of death. I saw her breathe through her one heart attack after another, and all sorts of illnesses, filaria, heart attack, suffocation, asthma, and so many. Aging is there, disease are there, suffering is there, pain is there, but it is the connectivity of her psychic with the shell clears everything and anything. It is not that mind is made clear, body is also made clear, vital is also made clear, and room is well prepared, in advance created within her body, that supramental can start formation, new pattern of the old cells of this aging body. Because cells are immortal. They are only to be illumined. They are only to be psychicized, and that is why Sri Aurobindo called it process of psychicization of physicality, vitality and mentality. Everything cannot be done, everything cannot be transfigured and transformed within a moment. Mind will start operating itself in its own way, Vital starts operating in its own way, physicality starts operating in own way, but if psychic intimation is being received by them, they will gradually transfigure themselves, and being so cooperative and collaborating with creating new cellular pattern in the body, and that will be the new matter. And it is the new matter that can give you turn to our mind, ascending turn to our mind, and mind also become a new mind, and it is new mind can ascend. It is our old body mind, it is old physical but really corporeal mind cannot ascend. That is what our problem at present. We are feeling that problem at present. That would have devastated any strong man. Any strong man also must have to undergone and pass through this sort of devastation. I understood that her body was like a testing ground. The body of mother is just like an experimental ground. And that once that mind of the cells has accepted the right mantra vibrations, it is the vibration of the mantra, and mantra means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevai. It's not Vasudevai is there. Om Namo Bhagavate, Om Namo Bhagavate, and Bhagavate means Paratpar. Bhagavate means total absolute divinity of Paratpar. Om Tat Sat Bruhat Satya Rutam Bruhat Satyam. That is Satchidanand. Different Trinity are also presented in Rigved and Atharva Ved. Secrets of Ved, when Sri Aurobindo explored with the help of Ambubhai Purani. The concrete help was sought by Sri Aurobindo at that time from Ambubhai Purani. The Gujarati sadhak who started living there in 1922 onwards was the assistants, very first assistants of guiding, of collaborating, of companionship, being true and genuine disciple, but being genuine and competent, unique companion also of Sri Aurobindo in exploring the secrets of Veda. And the secrets of Veda, after assimilating secrets of Veda, Sri Aurobindo could get the total truth of our ancient rishis, total truth of our Vedant, and the total truth of Vedant has been so clubbed with his present experiences as a special envoy of Lord Krishna throughout his sadhana in Pondicherry.